The Jets season is officially over. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Talking Jets with Tigo. My name is Tigo, and let's talk about this absolutely abysmal game that was the Atlanta Falcons versus the New York Jets. The New York Jets end up losing this game 13-8 against the Falcons, and there's nothing really left to say. The season is over. That's really it. There was hope, if you can come out and you can beat and let's call them what they are, the Atlanta Falcons. They're absolutely average, and I don't mean that in a negative way or anything like that. But if you rank their offense, if you rank their defense, like they come out like slightly above average. I think they rank like 12th and like 13th respectively in those areas. And we held that offense to 13 points, and we still couldn't get a win. We finally started seeing the playbook open up because maybe we had some level of quarterback that could see and understand the field, and he couldn't make the throws. And the offensive line finally got a ton of help and reinforcements, and it didn't matter. It's just one of the things of, at this point in time, the reality is that you got to understand we just don't have a quarterback on this football team that can operate an NFL offense, period. And like Tim Boyle got benched in the middle of the game for Trevor Siemian, and it looked way, way worse with Trevor Siemian. And it was one of those things where I was absolutely hoping that I was going to be wrong. I had been saying it, and I think I was the only person saying it, that I never wanted to see Trevor Siemian ever touch a field because there is no way, shape, or form that I didn't think that he was better than Tim Boyle. And it just kind of turns out in this game that I was kind of right, And I'm not saying that Tim Boyle is the answer or anything like that. But the reality is that Robert Saleh was right when he told us that the best opportunity to win the football game is with Zach Wilson at quarterback. And when all of the things were going down and you end up benching Zach Wilson, we already did not have an adequate enough backup plan past Rodgers. And I'm not going to blame this coaching staff or this general manager for doing that. That's just not something that real contending teams do, right? And especially with a quarterback that doesn't have an injury history like Aaron Rodgers. So I'm not going to blame them for not having a backup quarterback in place. But the moment that Zach Wilson goes down and the not acting into the not bringing somebody, not Zach Wilson, Aaron Rodgers goes down and not acting, kind of understand all of that, but still there were people out there. There was things that we could have done. And I'm not the go trade for Josh Dobbs kind of crowd because I don't think Josh Dobbs is all that good of a quarterback, in my opinion, and I don't want to trade assets for a quarterback in a year where we don't have a ton of assets, and I think that's what Joe Douglas was thinking about. But it just sucks because this was supposed to be a season of hope. This was supposed to be a season of good things were going to happen to the New York Jets, and we were going to be competitive, and we were going to make the playoff, and we were going to do all of these really, really nice things, and none of that happened. And it sucks. It really, really does suck. At this point in time, if we're not planning on putting Zach Wilson back in under center, I do not see the New York Jets, and even with Zach Wilson under center, I do not see the New York Jets winning a single game left in the schedule. There is one team and there is one hope, and that is the Washington Commanders, and maybe the Cleveland Browns because of the injuries that they're having on their offensive side of the ball. But our offense still has to play their defense. I take it back. I don't see how you beat Houston, who just got a huge win today. I don't see us beating Miami, period. Yeah, Washington is kind of bad, but Sam Howell's kind of a good quarterback. That offensive line is definitely really, really struggling, but they have good wide receivers. And the defense is good enough, and that's the reality is if your defense is good enough to stop Tim Boyle, you're going to probably end up winning the game. It doesn't matter that they have to go against our defense. It's the fact that we have to score points, and that's just something that we don't do. And then at the end of the year, do we even really want to beat New England at that point? I think we should hang up all of our Aaron Rodgers jerseys. I think that's done. I don't think he's coming back this year. If I was the general manager, if I was the head coach, I would probably put him in just to evaluate the team. But I understand the people that don't want to risk it. It just sucks. I think at this point in time, you got to start sprinting to the bottom. And that's exactly what I think the New York Jets should do. We have a first-round pick this year, and the goal should be sprint to the number 4 pick as quickly as you can. And the good thing is that there are at least a couple of wins on the schedule for the teams ahead of us in the standings, right? The Giants can maybe win another game. The Bears can maybe win another game. Washington is probably going to end up beating us. And so there's that. And if you can get to 4, there's a lot of really, really interesting things you can do in this draft. But we're going to talk draft later. I'm just not in the headspace for it. Guys, thanks for stopping by. Let me know what you thought about that absolutely just atrocious football game in the comment section below. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. Go Jets.